Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. You didn't think this was going to be a one video kind of thing? Absolutely not. I've been waiting way too long for this game to eventually come out, man. I was making videos on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered back when the original leaks were coming out, back when the game file updates were happening, back when people thought there was a possibility of Activision finally doing the right thing and properly remastering one of the greatest FPS games of all time. But over the years, the chances of that happening seem to have gotten worse and worse until eventually we're at the point now where I don't think Activision even wants to remaster their old games, man. I've said time and time again, I just feel like they want us to forget these games ever existed. They want us to focus on the shop and skill-based matchmaking and the COD HQ and Warzone and all this stuff. And H2M, the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered mod, is such an incredible proof of concept that this is in fact what fans want. I mean, we've seen statistically how many people bought Modern Warfare Remastered in anticipation of this mod. We see how many people are playing this mod, despite the fact that it's a massive pain in the ass to install and it's really confusing. I did post a video over to Twitter. My Twitter is linked down below if you guys want to check it out, as to how I installed the game. My buddy helped me out with it. We installed everything together. To quote Todd Howard, it just works. And there are some people that had some issues getting things installed and getting things figured out, but there's a lot of really nice people over there on Twitter helping each other out in terms of some of the problems they may run into, because of course every PC is different. Therefore, there's not exactly going to be a one-stop shop as to how to properly install the mod. But regardless, I did my best trying to help you guys, because I want as many people to be able to experience the glory that is this game as possible. I cannot begin to tell you how much fun Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered is. Playing this game over the course of the past couple of days just takes me back to my childhood, and it's not even just a nostalgia thing, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of newer COD fans, probably not a ton, that watch my channel because I don't really focus on any of the real new stuff in COD. Like, newer COD fans, I would argue, are all about like Warzone or like esports or something. I think there's like very few people out there that just solely focus on the traditional multiplayer and want COD to be like kind of what it was back in the day, you know? And for those of you out there who feel that way, you found my channel at least, and I'm glad you guys are here. But I could definitely see some people thinking that stuff like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, or even remastering any of the other older Call of Duty games, is just rose-tinted glasses. You know, it's just pure nostalgia. That's the only reason why people want to go back. The games themselves weren't even that good. The games are better now because they have better technology and everything. I just disagree, man. I really do. Like, I was reading through the comments of yesterday's video, and so many of you are pointing out things I was talking about in the video, or even things I forgot to mention or didn't even think to mention, and it really just goes to show that the older CODs, in a lot of ways, are better than the games that we currently have. Having no skill-based matchmaking obviously is a huge aspect of it. I mean, this is a mod, right? And it's pretty difficult to install, or at the very least it's confusing for a lot of people to install this game. So you could argue that the people that are playing this mod are going to be the sweatiest of the sweaty, but it's the opposite. Like, the people that are playing this mod and going back to a game like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, they're doing it because they don't really care as much for the newer games, and they just want to go back and enjoy COD when COD was relaxing, play on those maps that they remember and they enjoy, but also enjoy the old school mechanics of going for those kill streaks, unlocking those camos, going for their pro perks and all the progression that there's in the game. Like, they just want to go back and enjoy a simpler COD back before it became what it is now. I'm sure some people think it's all just nostalgia, but I think there's a legitimate argument to be made that the older Call of Duty games, in terms of how they played and how they felt, are just better in a lot of ways than the current product that Activision is putting out there. Now, I wanted to highlight a couple of the comments from yesterday's video because these are so interesting to me, and it really just goes to show like where the community is sitting right now in regards to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Though I have to warn you guys, and I try to edit this out and everything, but I am ridiculously bad at reading out loud. Like, I don't know if you guys ever noticed that about me, if you ever watched any of my Let's Plays back in the day, or maybe saw me live stream. There's just something, like, I cannot read out loud very well. I have a huge problem with it for whatever reason. Like, we're playing Fallout, for example. We're playing Fallout 76 back when that came out, my brother and I. And there's a bunch of terminals in the game and notes and things like that for you to read. So we would just take turns reading, so not one person had to go through and read everything. And it just got to the point where I'm like, Justin, can you please read everything? Because when I'm going through an entire terminal, like, out loud, like, I could read it just fine, but like vocalizing it, just for whatever reason, just never really works with me. So I'm going to try to read these without editing too much. But again, these comments are really good, so I wanted to feature them here in the video, as well as give some thanks for you guys for being here all these years and supporting the channel and everything, and still commenting and still liking and still watching every video that goes up. So here we have Snake XL. It is funny how the data shows that skill-based matchmaking helps the popularity of their game, and yet they are scared of a mod with no skill-based matchmaking. Doesn't their data show that Black Ops 6 with skill-based matchmaking will have better player retention? And then what is the name even? Kalash Man NC? I would gladly pay $100 for a true Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer on Xbox. They just have no idea the absolute gold mine they're sitting on. These are two comments I wanted to feature here because they took down Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Internally, like what we've heard from Bob Network UK is that they took it down because they were afraid it was going to impact the sales of Black Ops 6. Yet here we are, we have all this data that they're putting out there saying that skill-based matchmaking is good for the game. Skill-based matchmaking is the backbone of the Call of Duty franchise. It's something that you're never going to get rid of because it's so fantastic and it helps out the player base and everyone seems to enjoy it and it's good for everybody. Well, if that's the case, then what's the problem with the little old mod on the side that's got a couple thousand players playing it? If anything, people are going to play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, realize it's just people that download the mod that are playing it. There's no skill-based matchmaking involved. It's just server browsers, in fact. And as such, shouldn't their data indicate that people are going to hate playing that and just jump on Black Ops 6 regardless? I'm just saying, Activision's talking out of both ends of their mouth with that. And then the idea of paying $100 for a true remaster of Modern Warfare 2, especially on Xbox, like the thing about the H2M mod is it's not available on console, which sucks. I know there's plenty of people out there who only play on Xbox or PlayStation. Maybe they have a PC, but not one that's good enough for gaming. Maybe they use a laptop or a tablet for things like that, you know, and that sucks. It really does. Like, they can't experience the game. And again, that's just Activision's fault. Like, the amount of people that purchased Modern Warfare Remastered wanting to play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was insane. And that was only on PC, which I would argue is like the most dedicated of the dedicated. Like, I feel like there's a lot more people on Xbox and PlayStation who would gladly shell out their money to play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, a proper one actually published by Activision, but no, they just refuse to for whatever reason. It makes zero sense whatsoever. Here we have a comment from Dion. If people want to play Black Ops 6, they're going to play it whether the mod is up or not. Taking away the mod isn't going to change anyone's mind about buying it if they already don't want to buy it. I think Activision should just remaster these old games. People obviously want to play them. And then we have Scary Falcon. The visibility in the old COD was amazing. Even in this mod, on the new Call of Duties, I can't see. And actually replied to that one because it's true, man. Going back to this game, after playing the new Modern Warfare 3, where they remastered all the Modern Warfare 2 maps for day one, you know, playing on maps like Terminal, Scrapyard, High Rise, doesn't matter. Name a Modern Warfare 2 map. When I play the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered mod here, I prefer the maps in this game as compared to the maps that we see in Modern Warfare 3. Like, Modern Warfare 3 visually looks nice, but the visibility is terrible. I don't know if they're adding in like too much fog or too much foliage, or if they're just adding in like these weird lighting effects. Like, I can't see people that well in the newer CODs. Eventually you get kind of used to it, but when you jump into a game like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered here, you see everything, man. It's beautiful. Everyone just sticks out in the character outfits. Back in the day, people complained that back when it was hard to see certain characters in Modern Warfare 2. Certain characters and certain factions, you know, they just kind of blended into the environment. Whereas compared to what we see nowadays, like, that's not even an issue anymore. Like, what we had back in Modern Warfare 2 at the time was kind of tough to see, but compared to what we have now, it's perfect. And going back and playing it, it's like, yeah, man, like, these maps are beautiful. You can see absolutely everything. And to Dion's point, the comment that he made, people are going to play Black Ops 6 regardless of whether or not the mod is up. I mean, people, if they don't want to play Black Ops 6, they're not going to play Black Ops 6. If they want to play the game, they're going to get the game regardless. There's no way that if a mod for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered comes out and it's so good and it's so fantastic like it is, that people that are still wanting to try the new stuff are not going to. You know, they're going to play both if both are good. You know, at the very least, they're probably going to give Black Ops 6 a chance when it comes out, because if they're as big of a COD fan as to be somebody who wants to go back and play a remastered mod of a game that came out in 2009, then they're pretty freaking big COD fans, and chances are they're going to want to try the new game. At the very least, try it on Game Pass, for crying out loud. Like, this entire idea that they took down the mod because they were so concerned, so worried, so terrified of a bunch of modders in their basements making a game, it's just such bullshit to me, man. Like, Activision absolutely overstepped their bounds, in my opinion. But let's continue on here. Here we have Morphings, who's been around for a long time. The craziest thing to me is that I realized playing H2M that no matter what bug I encounter, glitch I experience, or anything of the sort, which there's definitely quite a few, I still have an absolute blast regardless of the imperfections. When I play the new CODs, I'm not having fun after a few games, and the bugs and glitches I do experience just tilt my experience further. Then we have Ethan here saying, this video made me realize how perfectly timed the actual Modern Warfare Remastered release was. If it if that had released with Infinity Ward's very next game, Modern Warfare 2019, instead of Infinite Warfare, it would have been saddled with skill-based matchmaking, the shop, Warzone integration, the COD HQ, and all the stuff that plagues modern COD. We're very lucky we got Modern Warfare Remastered when we did, so it still feels like OG COD. That's something I never really considered, you know? I mean, Modern Warfare 2019 was kind of like the turning point of skill-based matchmaking in the Call of Duty franchise, and while yes, people talked about skill-based matchmaking as far back as games like Black Ops 2 and Advanced Warfare, I remember that very vividly, it really wasn't as big of a deal as we were kind of making it back then, because while there may have been some skill-based matchmaking starting to ramp up in those games, it's nothing compared to what happened when they just basically flipped a switch with Modern Warfare 2019. Back in 2016, we got Modern Warfare Remastered, and while yes, there were supply drops, it was such a fantastic game. It was so incredible to play, and it just, again, goes to show how much people want to play these old games and how much money Activision is sitting on, yet they don't seem to care. They just keep pushing out new stuff, which, again, doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. And going back to Morphling's point, yes, there are bugs in this game. The Semtex I talked about yesterday, the lighting on certain maps is kind of wonky, like the sleight of hand challenge. Like, has anyone been able to complete the sleight of hand challenge if you've been playing the mod? Like, I have, like, I don't even know, like well over 1,000 kills at this point, and I've only gotten 6 total kills credit towards Sleight of Hand Pro, which is frustrating because you really need Sleight of Hand Pro if you want to use snipers and stuff in this game. You know, there are bugs. It's a mod, but you know what? I don't care. I'm having so much fun playing Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, whereas in the newer games, you know, the games themselves at a fundamental level are hindered by skill-based matchmaking, and then everything is kind of psychologically designed to try to push you towards the shop, and progression's not as good as it could be because they don't want anything to be too crazy in the game when they could just rather sell you the crazy stuff in the shop. And then so when you have a kind of like a bland core game that has a gameplay loop that sort of gets tiring after a little bit, and then you start piling on bugs and glitches, just like Morphling said, you know, it hinders you. It starts to really tilt you in one way or the other until eventually, for me anyway, I start feeling a feeling of apathy, which I suppose is almost a lack of a feeling. You know, I stop caring almost after about an hour or so when I'm playing the newer CODs anymore, just because I just know how far away the Call of Duty franchise has gone from what initially made it so incredible back in the day, and we're re-witnessing all of that right now with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Guys, this game is freaking incredible. I am having so much fun with it, and I'm hoping as many people as possible are able to download and play the game and actually get in there and experience it for themselves, because I want this mod to live on for as long as humanly possible, because I'm telling you what, if it goes away for whatever reason, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, be the harbinger of bad news or whatever, but, you know, stuff like this doesn't tend to really last forever, you know, but I want it to last as long as humanly possible. But if and when it goes away, if and when, I'm going to really miss it, man, because we're never going to be able to experience anything like this ever again, because Activision refuses to allow us to have games like this anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Kind of sound like a bit of a down note there towards the end, so I'm going to try to savor that here a little bit by saying I think this mod's going to be around for a very long time. I'm thinking that a lot of fans are thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm thinking that overall it's going to be doing some really positive things for the Call of Duty franchise, because it's just further pushing in Activision's face that this is what fans want, and when they start seeing those dollar signs, they start to get ideas in their heads, and who knows what the future of the Call of Duty franchise holds. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.